All right, guys, let's go take a look at the shop here. Boom. Okay, so starting over here on the left, we got one workbench, got the grinding wheel here. Need to get a piece of plywood or something, clamp it down so I can start grinding some bits for the lathe, high-speed steel bits. Got the evaporust over here, notepad for sketching out some drawings. Got a nice wood plane over here, cool cup of water. And there's all my various glues and paints and all that stuff that you need in the shop. Got a bucket of hand tools like circular saw, sawzall, all that stuff. And you got my clamps, etc. Here's the other workbench, Husky, and I got the ultrasonic cleaner. So just using this for cleaning up some micrometers for now. I could use it for resin printing, cleaning up resin prints later, and so on. And then over here, I got the 3D printer, 3D resin printer, ePax 3D. We're gonna move that up over onto the workbench next, so that we can try a resin print. Haven't done that before. All right, over here we got the bandsaw, metal cutting bandsaw to cut some stock. We got some extra stock over here. We got some stainless, aluminum, mild steel, and back in the corner, drill press, boom. And then the baby, the Myford ML7R, fully stocked tool chest. We're talking about various micrometers, slow comb micrometers, Starrett, calipers, Shure and Termco, micrometer, and all the stuff you need, all the tooling you need to do some basic work on the Myford. Right there. What we got chucked up there right now is the test bar. So I'm trying to I leveled it earlier and now I need to re-level it again. I moved the workbench, it's on wheels. I just want to make sure that it's within 1/1000th before I start doing some real work. What else do we got in here? Various tooling, some more high-speed steel, end mills that I got from the previous owner. They're all custom made here, ground to certain dimensions. Probably going to test and play around with some new blanks, high-speed steel blanks, before really start messing with these guys. Also some carbide inserts that I might need. And down at this one here, we've got various pieces for mounting the cutter in the lathe. So you put one of these. This is looks like a knife tool, and you put it right here into the tool post. So I already got one right here, but it's nice to have these already to go, so you can put your cutter in there and just have it ready to go and slot it in. Need to give this manual another read over. It's actually going to upload it to vintagemachinery.org. I don't think I've seen the ML7R lathe operation installation manual up there. This lathe is from 1984, and played around with it a little bit, but the garage is, the shop has been under construction, so now that I'm fully done here, I'll probably get back on it. And this last drawer here, I got a lot of stuff. It's kind of heavy. I might have to actually look at why this doesn't slide that well. It might just be fully loaded, but I think the slides might need to be replaced. So I got, all these indexers, all the different bits that I will need. These are going to be dedicated for the lathe. Trying not to mix my wood bits with my, for woodworking, with the metalworking bits. And got the steady rest over here, the fixed steady. This is the dividing head. Probably gonna get into this when I start gear cutting. Not there yet. 4-jaw chuck. in case I'm not using cylindrical stock, and some gauge blocks. I would like to get some better gauge blocks, but this will do for now. Yeah, you know, various pieces. I can always take the chuck off and use this, attach some dogs to it so that I can hold different types of work that's not necessarily cylindrical like that in the lathe and turn it. Then here's some involute gear cutters, I believe. This one right here, very sharp. Really want to get into gear cutting at some point, but it's more of an advanced topic. And I want to start with something a little bit simpler to begin with. And Jacob's chuck over here. Okay. Man, this is kind of stiff. Okay, now moving over here, we got the welding cabinet. Kind of using it for more lathe tooling, honestly. Is out of here. Got the vertical slide for the Myford. Also, I do have an MCO drill that would mount on the Myford. I haven't tried it yet, but it should be possible. And there's various dogs and other things in here for fitting work. There's some collets in that one. And here's the MCO in here. Pretty excited for that, but haven't. This guy right here. So that'll actually mount, it's pretty heavy, on the side of the mill right here, oh, sorry, the lathe right here. And then I should be able to do some actual milling on the lathe. So that could be very, very cool. Okay, so got the wood bandsaw over here. There's the chop saw. And I'm really glad I got these cabinets, found them across the street. Can really store. There's the old printer bot, the original 3D printer. And then the, for grinding, got this all hooked up. Got my dust collection actually coming through the wall here. I put my dust collector in the compressor in the shed just to kind of keep it clean here. So it's not the best dust collection system, but when it does go to the shed, all the dust that, you know, filters through the filter will actually stay outside instead of being in the shop. So it's pretty handy. And then, so I have one line split, and then one goes to the table saw, and then one goes up here. And I'm going to use this end to switch between dust collecting for the bandsaw or dust collecting for the chop saw, whatever I see fit. And then also the planer too. I can always put the dust collector on the planer. And then, yeah, there's the Laguna F1 table saw. Got some dust spots cropping up again. It's a little bit disappointing, but I'll hit that with Scotch Brite and hopefully put some sodium hydroxide on there. Kind of like what Dan Gilbert recommends. I did it the first time. It seemed to be okay, and then I came back about a month later, and then boom, there you go, cropping up again. All right. And then, yeah, so I've got the plywood over here. The plan is this piece of countertop right here. It's about 80 inches long, honestly. And I'm gonna put that on wheels. So I wanna make this kind of like an outfeed table. And I've got all the wood over here for the legs, 4x4s and 2x4s. And I'll put that up right here so that I can just have a really nice outfeed table. I had one before, but it was really low. It was pretty junky. So hopefully with this, things will work pretty well. Then also I insulated the garage door. It's only 1 inch thick foam board, and it's about an R5 insulation, but better than nothing. And then what I'm really happy about, especially down here in Texas, is getting one of these mini splits installed. Really, it's a game changer. It's actually colder in the shop right now than inside the house. So it makes things a lot more pleasant. Instead of sweating like a dog, I feel very comfortable right now. And that's actually important when you're working with tools like this. You don't want to be sweating all over the tool, getting it rusty, or, you know, if you get sweat in your eyes and stuff, it's a little dangerous. So I'm glad about that. And then I've got this nice lamp that also functions as a magnifying glass. So if I turn that on, see if I can get it through the camera. Let's see here. It's a little bit finicky. There we go. Boom. So you can really kind of, you know, if you need to zoom in on the work a little bit, you can see that. But anyway, really looking forward to playing around more in here, and always looking for more tools, especially vintage tools, really getting to that lately. And that's it for now, guys.